Hello guys, I'm here for make a review of these Simucube Active Pedals. Pedals actually very interesting on the sim racing world because are something totally different than whatever we had before. Basically are pedals with a engine. Each pedal, which one can give you effects of ABS, traction control, whatever the game telemetry can give to you, you know. Also how much you can adjust. Well, is something totally a step ahead of whatever we had before. This is nothing you can compare with, for example, Fanatec, Vibration, or other. Probably there is other pedals with kind of the same. No, this is totally different. I mean, it's in another level for sure. Well, also are pretty expensive, but you guys somehow vote for me. I'm one of the 3 persons able selected to test these pedals by the community, so thank you very much. So I will do my best to give you a decent review, which one can help you. I'm not YouTuber, I'm not a reviewer, but well, first of all, let me introduce you myself. I'm Pablo Araujo Castro, also known as Pablo Araujo 3 or Pablo Araujo 5. I do mainly Iracing. I do it in a competitive way. I race in the splits against the best drivers in the world on Iracing. And this, I think, this is the reason the community chose me to do this review. In terms of what you can adjust for your feet, well, first of all, I recommend you to buy the base plate. I mean, if you will spend this money on a pedal or 2 pedals, spend a bit more and buy the base plate because it's really good. You can adjust here the height and the angle for your feet where you rest it, and also you can adjust the height and the angle of the pedal. You see the height and the angle. So whatever is your feet, is big or small, you can adjust it perfectly here. Later, everything else about in terms of force, travel, angle you want the pedal, like this. This you can adjust with one click on the software on the computer. But yeah, this is just for put your feet perfectly comfortable and has everything you need, to be honest. What you need for connect these pedals? You need a Monster power supply. You just need one for 1, 2, or 3 pedals. You just need one of these, okay? Second, you need a Simucube hub. So you connect the pedals, one pedal here and here to the computer. And in case you have more than one pedal, like me, I have 2 or 3 or 4, you need this hub where you connect the pedals to here, and from here to the hub, and from the hub to the computer. All of this obviously comes included in when you buy the pedal, all the cables and everything you need to make it work. Now guys, already on the cockpit, I will show you how the software of Simucube works for these pedals. First you need to turn it on, the pedals, but as you can see, even on, they don't respond, so you need to just start the devices. And by magic, pedals are ready to go. They already load your default profile and everything is ready. Now I will show you what you can adjust on the pedals. First you can adjust the angle of the pedal from maximum to this, to the minimum. You also can adjust the travel. Minimum travel is 5 millimeters, as you see. Not movement. Still able to control pretty good the pedal anyways. To the maximum 57 millimeters. Whoa. Also you can adjust the force, the kilos. 150 kilos is crazy. I can't even reach the maximum. Well, I can, but maybe I crack my leg. To the minimum 7 kilos. You have also here the preload, basically the dead zone of the pedal, how much you need to press to the pedal start actually to send some input to the game. And now the interesting, the curves, however you say. So you can adjust basically how much force you have to apply, you know, to get some percent, and you can adjust. Like, I really like it, and I think helped me a bit, is with this curve, I have already on the beginning to apply quite a lot of force, so I have more feeling here. Like in racing is pretty important, the trail braking and the controlling in the 20 to 40% to 50. So with a linear curve, I have like not too much feeling on the beginning, like it's so easy to reach the 40%. And now here I feel like I have some more feeling all this song. Like I really can feel more on the pedal. So this helped me a bit. Like I have to press harder the pedal in the initially, like the 25%, I'm pressing already 25 kilos, and maybe linear I'm pressing way less kilos. So this I think helped me quite a bit to improve my trail braking and my control of the brake on when you don't have too much input. Also the damping, basically this gives you like a feeling of a sponge of hydraulic, like you are really like pressing into something. Well, I will show you the adjust from, for example, 0. You see, insta comes back, and from maximum comes really smooth. It's the same for when you press. You can adjust when you press, when you release, but when I press, you cannot really see it. So I just show you on the release, you see. And this is kind of help you a bit to help your feet to come on the trail braking, you know? Like, give me quite a, I think as well, help me with the feeling when you press and when you release. Make me feel more comfortable. Later you have the friction. I really don't like it's like you have to struggle a bit more to move the pedal, you know? I really didn't like this feeling. I have it on 0. Later here you have the dead zone, basically. You want to put. Later, the effects. This is like the 4 feedback part. So you have motor vibration, like it simulates the vibration of the pedals with the engine of the car, you know, when all the car is vibrating because the engine. I really didn't like it. Like, you know, when you have more reps, vibrates more. With lower reps, doesn't vibrate. But I really didn't found it useful for me. Like, didn't help me even on the immersion. Maybe it gives slightly more immersion, but as competitive driver, I don't think it's helpful. At least for me, it's like more like a distraction or can make you a bit tired your leg. Even if you put it in lower, I don't like it, to be honest. For me, this the ABS basically is when you hit the ABS, this simulates the ABS, and it's really very, very, very well done. I have it pretty low because I have it enough to give me the information I'm on the ABS. So it's what helps me to, oh, you are on ABS, you are overdriving. In racing is nice to, well, the best way to go fast is avoid the ABS. If you go too much into the ABS, you destroy the tires, you overheat the tires, also you go a bit more wide. So this helped me to really know I'm overdriving. So helps me quite a lot to understand when I'm overdriving, like I need to take more care. And later you have traction control, obviously on the throttle pedal. This just works with Asseto Corsa competition right now. As you see here, Iracing doesn't have support yet. I'm pretty sure in the future will be, but so far it's what it is. And the same, just give you the feeling on the pedal when the gas is cutting on Asseto Corsa. I have it pretty high, I guess, but I'm not competitive driver on Asseto Corsa, so really good feeling. Feels really natural, like it's really nice. And that's all, more or less. So let's do a lap with the Mercedes GT3 on Iracing, so I can show you better the effects of the ABS. As you know, in Iracing we don't have yet the traction control effect. Well, already have this ABS effect is already something mind-blowing, you know, is we are just used to have force feedback in your hands, and now you have force feedback in your feet. So it's something totally a step ahead of what we had before. In terms of competitive, I think this also can help, especially on mid, low level, because in Iracing is not beneficial to use the ABS. You cannot abuse of the ABS. You just doing that, you overheat your front tires and you are losing grip and more grip and more grip in the tires. And also you lose braking performance when you are braking too hard using the ABS. So this for sure, I see a lot of people in mid-low level abusing the ABS and they even don't realize, you know. So this for sure can be a tool for let you know you are pushing too much, you are braking too hard or braking too late, you know. So this for sure is a tool that can help a lot of people to really adapt faster to a car, to a truck, to learn where they are overdriving, and I think can help you to be a bit more consistent, you know. Try to do kind of a fast lap. In my case, I think it's still helping me. Obviously, the feeling is really good, so I will have it on. Because for sure, don't make you slower, this for sure. But for me, I already have know where I'm over braking too much, but it's still helping me, especially with all tires, to realize in some corners at the end of the braking I'm going too hot into it. So it's still beneficial for me have this effect, especially in terms of consistency. Also as well to adapt faster. I don't need to practice that much to really know in some corners where I'm pushing way too much. For me, the most brutal thing is still the ability to really set up the pedal, to just adapt the pedal to yourself, you know? You don't need to adapt to the pedal. You will adapt the pedal to you. For me, braking too late here. Oops. Talking and driving a bit hard. For me, I found the confidence when I'm releasing the brakes. Now, I found the feeling I was a bit missing on my old Simucube Ultimate. So with this damping and the curve, I feel way better when I'm around doing the trail braking, you know, when I'm releasing the brake. I feel way more consistent there. Obviously, some other drivers with other pedals, they don't need this. They already nailed the trail braking, but a person like me, like I'm a regular driver, for me helped me a bit to be more consistent on my trail braking, releasing the brakes. So just gonna brake here really hard. You see the ABS. You can see you are abusing the ABS. But yeah, for a driver like me, definitely helped me with my consistency, especially releasing the brake and how fast I can adapt to one car to another car. Like, I don't need to really practice that much. I feel it, at least. I feel very confident with the brakes now. I really have the feeling. Well, now we are here on ACC. I will just show you a fast lap. I'm not a ACC driver, so I cannot say too much. I can say the immersion is better than Iracing. Here we have a TC effect. You probably don't see it on the camera because obviously the TC effect is not that basic like the ABS. It's really smooth, but it's really nice, it's really well done. And also the ABS here works better than Iracing. I would say it's more realistic than Iracing. Because here the ABS kicks when you are really braking hard. Iracing is very sensitive, even you are not really pushing the brakes, still jumping into the ABS in Iracing very easily. In terms of competitive, I cannot say too much because I'm not a competitive driver in Asseto Corsa. I see the pro drivers, they still learning into the ABS a lot and the TC, so I really don't think you can find the advantage of having the feeling of when you are into the ABS or when you are into the TC. So I cannot help you with that. I just can say that the immersion is insane. If we compare with regular pedals, the same than Iracing, basically now you have 4 feedback in your hands and 4 feedback in your feet. So you are like, you feel way more connected to the car and to the game. No, if you are really looking for immersion, this you should get this for sure. Hey, we did a lap, not bad. Well, I would like to help you more with ACC, but honestly, I don't want to say too much because I don't know too much, so I don't want to mislead the people with false statements. Hopefully out there is a very good ACC driver who can really help you more if you are ACC driver. I just can say the feeling, the immersion is better than Iracing about the ABS effect and the TC effect. Like feels way more natural. Just because what I say in Iracing, the ABS kicks so easily, still useful in Iracing, but here just feels like more realistic. When you are having the ABS is when you are really pushing hard the brakes, and the TC also works really good. You really cannot see it on the camera, but it's a small feeling of you can feel the power is cutting of the car. To the question, will these pedals make you faster? My answer is no. I already saw people claiming suddenly they are 2 times faster, 3 times faster. For me, that is not true. My personal opinion. I don't want to people buy these pedals thinking they will be suddenly faster. No, the pedals doesn't give magic. What I think you can gain is, how I can say, consistency. You can gain the feeling, so you'll be more comfortable driving. You will be able, I think, to do less mistakes. In case of Iracing, also the ABS, I think, will help you to understand more the tires where you are doing mistakes. I think you can gain on pace, race pace, confidence, and do less mistakes is what I think you can gain with these pedals, especially if you, obviously you need to work in, find a profile like really suits to you. If you don't understand too much about the settings, you always with these pedals, with one click, you can load a profile from a friend, from whatever online. Well, I'm sure will be plenty of profiles, and you just need to do one click. I'm sure you will find something like really suits to you. I think this is why these pedals are one step ahead of anything else like my old Hughes Campbell Ultimate or BRS, because you just with one click you can change totally have a different pedal. You can change all the feeling in all the way of the pedal when you press, when the pedal release. So definitely this will give you more feeling, will help you to adapt to yourself probably. You have more options to make the pedal fit to yourself. So this is my answer. Pure pace, no. Consistency, less mistakes. Yes, I think these pedals are a step ahead of the other pedals we have right now on the market. So this is my answer. To the question, are the pedals worth it? Well, it's quite tricky and hard to answer. I will say the pedals worth if you already have a top end rig like this one, 3 screens, direct drive, top end pedals like Hughes Campbell, VRS, something similar. If you have this, I think the next step you should do is these pedals. Better than spend the money in a rim of 2k euros or 3 monitors on 4K, 200 Hz, something like that. I think the next step you should do is get at least the brake pedal, because definitely I see a big gap on the immersion and feeling between a regular pedal, passive pedal, to these pedals. Definitely this is a step ahead. You can feel the difference, like the immersion is way different. So in my case, I will say, in my opinion, worth, if you already have a top end rig, worth the next thing you do is get these pedals, because they are really good, and for sure these pedals are the future. It's very amazing. With one click you can drive totally different setup, like different pedal. It's really crazy. Like you press one click and you have another pedal totally different. This is pretty crazy on sim racing world. You don't need to spend 20 minutes changing rubbers and adjusting. It's insane. A friend can send you a profile and you have different pedals. So the answer for me, worth, if you already have a top end rig. I think really worth. Your next step is to improve in your rig, is go for these pedals. If you don't have a top end rig, you have Logitech pedals or Fanatec, well, in my opinion, I will say get something more like VRS pedals, Hughes Campbell, something a bit more cheap, even still top end, because it's pretty crazy go to invest this money straight in these pedals. If the money is not a problem, go for the pedals for sure, because the pedals are better than anything else. And now for end the video, I will answer some questions the user sent in my community Discord. Let's start with Onion and Mutan. Hi Pablo, I believe you have used Simucube Active Pedals set quite extensively now. Has seen it any improved your driving habits, from either your ability to try brake, improve your throttle control, or generally just having smoother inputs? Thank you. Well, Onion, my answer is they improve, especially, I would say they improve on the way I release the brake. I think on the throttle, I didn't gain anything. I keep something I feeling already good with my old throttle pedal, so I have settings really similar. I put a bit of damping, but well, where I think I really gain and I'm smoother is, I would say, the way I release the brake. Also the way I press the brake. But yeah, I think I gain smoothness on releasing the brake. So yeah, I would say I improve a bit in the trail braking is the main thing. I think on the throttle I'm really similar than before. Chris, good afternoon, Pablo. Coming from a traditional pedals, what is the adjustment time to the active pedals with the amount of features? Was there a period of time where you was slower due to the ABS effect, etc.? before it became more natural, or was it the opposite, where you could instantly have more feeling and drive to the same pace, or perhaps even better or more consistent due to the extra feedback through the feet? Well, for me, the time for adapt to this was really short because felt really natural straight away. I think I just took really a couple of hours to really get into my normal pace and feel pretty good. Because as I say, the ABS is very natural. It's not something like totally crazy. It feels really good. It's very well done. So it's not something like artificial. Feels good. I spent maybe once I get used to the pedals, I spend like a couple more hours to start to find, explore a bit more settings, which one fits better for me. So yeah, I would say 1, 2, 3 days, you already are, I think, on it for sure. In one day already you feel comfortable, and later it's just about spending time to find something like really fits to you. So yeah, that's all. I will say it was really easy to adapt to the pedals. I didn't struggle at all. Just was about to find the limits and touching the settings to find something else. Chris, what is the best benefit these pedals compared to normal high-end ones? Well, the best benefit for me is how much you can adjust it, like with one click. So the way you can adjust the damping to when you press it, when you release it, the curve of the feeling of the pedal. So for me, as competitive driver, it's even more how much you can adjust the pedal to fit to whatever you are looking than even the ABS effect or the TC. I think for me this is the most crazy thing. Like, you can load the settings, the profile from a friend or from online, and with one click you have a totally different pedal. So yeah, for me the best benefit is how much you can adjust the pedal and everything just with one click. You can just test, do one lap, one click, you test, one click. It's not like you need to change every time, go out of your rig and change rubbers, adjust the stuff. No, it's really, really easy and really many things you can touch for really have the feeling you really want. Only, hi Pablo, can you see other companies like Huskenberg doing this style type of pedal in the future? My answer is yes, definitely. I'm sure all the high-end companies will do these pedals, these kinds of pedals. I'm 100% sure this is the future. I don't know how long will take, but I don't think they will take too long. I'm sure this will be a standard very soon, especially when more games will implement these effects of ABS, TC, and stuff. For sure, this is a revolution on sim racing and will be a standard. Hi Pablo, if you ever tried hydraulic pedals and then how it compared with active pedals? Sadly, I didn't try sim racing hydraulic pedals. I tried real life hydraulic pedals, obviously. I will say with the damping, I could find something like really feels closer to hydraulic pedals. Yeah, I never tried the sim racing hydraulic pedals, so really cannot answer this question. I'm sorry, apologizers. Fendo, do you reckon this type of pedal technology has big potential in the future? Could it become a standard high-end here in the coming years? Yes, I already answered this kind of question. Definitely it's the future. There is a big potential on it. Basically, the game can start to provide more telemetry about the feeling of the brake pads, with the faith, you know, is for sure this will be the future. And if will be a standard, yes, will be a standard for sure. Probably, hopefully in the future also the prices will come down a bit and will be more affordable for people, but yeah, this will be the future 100%. Owie, do you think there is still value in being able to adjust the pedals quickly after you first found your settings you like? Yes. So far I'm using the same settings for every car and simulator, but because I just been 3 weeks with these pedals. But I'm sure with the time, a lot of people, you can make profiles for example, Asseto Corsa, you have one profile, Iracing, you have another profile. It's so easy and quickly to do, like, yes, definitely still a value in this. You can adjust, have a profile for a car with ABS, another profile for a car without ABS, because the way you brake is different already. So, or maybe you want a different profile for a Formula 1 car with more kilos or less travel, or for a rally car you want a profile with more travel in the pedal. So yeah, there is for sure still value, 100%. Leo, what is the user experience like being able to adjust things like strength pedal, preload, angle, etc. in the flight since it's all electronically done instead of needing to manually having to adjust everything the conventional way? Well, I say it's crazy and it's the best. You can adjust everything with one click, load try things with one click. So this just make your life way more easy. Also, as I say, no one changes the rubbers of the pedal every time change a car or a game. Or if you want to test things, you don't have to go out of your rig, dismount the pedal, mount different rubbers. Well, this is just the heaven, or however you say it. Kilo frame. Simucube is planning to release the Smart Life Control. How do you see Simucube software compared to Simucube and also VRS? Stupid but simple question. Will you buy the pedals yourself? If not, what will be a reasonable price for the pedals? Well, the thing, I know there is the other companies have software, but it's nothing related to this. In the other pedals, you can adjust the curve the pedal sends to the computer, you know. But here, what you can adjust is the feeling of the pedal. You can adjust how you press the pedal, so change the behavior of the pedal. In the other pedals, you don't change that, so the feeling when you're pressing the pedal will be exactly the same. So it's totally different words. And the question about if I will buy the pedals myself, yes. Now I tried. I will buy for a start the brake, because I know it's very expensive, but definitely I spend so much time on the rig, and I said before, I have everything I need. So I'm sure this is the next step. I'm really happy with the pedals. I will buy for a start the brake, and probably in the future I will go for the throttle, but yeah, for sure I will get the brake pedal. I will get both because, well, thank you for gonna give me a good deal, so I will get both, but yeah, I will get for sure the brake for a start. And what will be a reasonable price? Well, I wish it's 1k euro per pedal, is what I will say. Well, go for it, guys, to everyone. But yeah, I would like to be 1k euro per pedal, should be way better, but it's what it is, I guess. Hopefully in the future are cheaper. I think if the pedals are 1k euro per pedal, I think most of the people I know will get them. But yeah, right now the truth is they are expensive. It's what it is. Hi, have you ever... Oh yeah, I have seen your high level of craftsmanship to mount the pedals in your rig. Are they that hard to mount in a regular 820 rig? Is the Simucube pedal plate mandatory? I think it's not really hard to mount the pedals in a aluminium rig. I struggle a bit to fit it properly, but I will say it's easy. Like you don't really need special tools or something. You just need the way to connect the pedals properly. About the pedal plate is mandatory. It's not mandatory, but I highly recommend to whoever buy the pedals to buy the plate because it's really good. You can adjust the angle and the altitude of the where you rest the pedals. Also, you can adjust a lot the pedals, the position. So if you spend already all this price in a pedal, I will recommend really the pedal plate because also these pedals are pretty long. So if you fit it in a normal pedal plate, you can have maybe not too much space for rest your feet. Like this was my problem. Like the pedal came a bit towards to me, so I have not really big space for rest my feet. So at the end I put the plate. So yeah, I really recommend buy the base plate. Are the pedals any better, for example, than Hughes Campbell on price quality scale? In other words, is worth the money? Well, for me, worth the money for the case I told you because I already have a high-end rig and I think the next step for me are these pedals, at least the brake. Worth the money price quality scale with other pedals like Hughes Campbell VRS. That's if you say price quality, I would say no right now at this moment. I think you get pedals of 600 euro, 700 euro are really good. The feeling without the ABS and TC are pretty close. So in a scale of price quality, I think still better the Hughes Campbell VRS pedals because these ones are way more expensive. These ones are better, but also are way more expensive. So this is my honest answer. Scale, price, quality. I will say still ahead the Hughes Campbell and VRS. Flickerbox, does it provide that much extra information to justify spending that amount of money over a traditional load cell? In a competitive way, no. In immersion way, yes. I mean, the immersion these pedals give with the ABS and the TC is the difference is crazy. As I say before, the feeling without the ABS and the TC is similar. Even you can adjust a lot. Will be kind of similar to a regular pedal. So this depends what are you looking. I say in immersion this ABS something is totally mind-blowing. The information gives you is you get for feedback. In other pedals you don't get anything. So depends what are you looking. If it's a normal not ABS not easy driving are really similar. As I say, scale price, well, it's not that crazy the difference, but the pedals is still better. How is the feeling of the brake compared to VRS or Hughes Campbell? As I said, the feeling is really similar in cars without ABS and TC. The way you press, the way you release, I would say these ones are better. Well, they are definitely better. Just the different feeling is the damping and everything you can adjust. Like you can fit the way to brake and release perfectly to your likely, how you like, you know. The difference is not too big, I would say. It's kind of similar. Doc Peter, do you think active pedals will be something high-level drivers need in the future? Definitely yes. Easily, I would say yes. Because as I said, the thing of change profiles between games or cars with one click, this is insane. Probably these high-level drivers who try to gain anything possible, they just will try to get perfect settings for each car and each game, and you just need one click to change your settings from one car to another car or another game. Also, if you have a presential event in the future, you can probably in the future load settings similar to whatever pedals they have in this live event. So you are already used to it, practicing. So my answer is yes, definitely they will have these kinds of pedals in the future, these drivers. Will it fix bipolar Parkinson mountain braking? Does it actually help with a smoother application? Yes, for me, help me to, if you work a bit in settings, like for help you, yes, for me, in my case, help me to release the brake and be more smooth. Yes, my answer is yes. In my case, this probably is very personal, but I think if you try settings, you will find a setting which one fits good for you and you will improve in the way you press the brake and you release. I think definitely yes, it helps. Can you use this pedal easy with socks or shoes needed? Well, in my case, I use socks because I feel more comfortable doing sim racing with socks. I was doing with socks in my old pedals also. You can use racing boots also. So yeah, you can drive whatever you want. This is nothing required. It's like any other pedal. There is professionals using boots in this kind of pedals, and there is professionals driving with socks. So this is just a preference. How is the feedback of the traction control? Is it equally useful as the ABS feedback? Well, the traction control feedback is very good, like the ABS. Useful, I think, is not that useful. Well, right now we just have it on ACC. Like ACC is really, you can abuse of the TC and the ABS looks like. But even if we get it on Iracing, I think it's so easy to really notice when you are on the TC. You already hear the engine like it's not pushing. So it's way easier to notice when you are using the TC than when you are using the ABS. Because in the ABS you don't get really any kind of clue of noise, or it's hard to really notice. So for me it's still more useful the ABS. But the traction control as well is nice, and the feeling is really good and the immersion is great. So yeah, but the answer is not equally useful the TC than the ABS in my opinion. Trevor, did you have any issues with the motors of the pedal, as any inconsistency or even momentary loss of pressure or resistance? No, I didn't have any issue at all. The pedals always felt the same, no overheat, no different feeling. To be honest, in my case, I had no issue so far in 3 weeks. Just the pedal felt always the same, or no issues for me so far. I'm pretty happy with it. How is the travel range Simucube pedal compared with your previous pedal? Well, I have the same because I adjust to the same than my old pedals. I mean, you can adjust the range as much you want on this pedal, as I saw before. So really, it's the same. Also, I think other pedals you really can adjust quite a lot the travel, the range. So I don't think this is a question. I mean, I would say it's the same than other pedals. You can really adjust as much you want. Well, here you can adjust more in the Simucube, but yeah, I think in a regular pedal and these pedals are pretty similar how much you can adjust. Well, guys, I had to cut the video. I had to cut in a lot of places. I hope is nothing missing. At the end, the video is way too long. I'm sorry. Technical issues. And if you have any other questions, just leave it on the comments and I will try to answer. Well, I hope you like it. I know it's pretty boring, the video, too long, but I did my best. Leave a like and this kind of YouTube things. Regards.